So, in the new horror game Silent Hill F, it turns out the monsters might not even be the scariest part. Today, we're going to dive into how YouTuber Jacksepticeye, pretty much right from the get-go, started to piece together this much deeper story, one about the absolutely crushing weight of tradition and society in post-war Japan. And that brings us to this quote. He says this, like right after the opening cutscene. And it's just the perfect way to kick things off. Because you realize his playthrough isn't going to be just about jump scares. Nah, it's going to be a deep dive and analysis of all these little clues hiding right there in front of you. All right, Section 1, a beautiful, cursed town. You know, every Silent Hill game has to start with the town, right? And this one, well, it kicks off in a place that's somehow gorgeous and incredibly creepy at the same time. So you're dropped into Ibisugagoka, 1945. It's this former coal mining town that's, well, it's seen better days. As Jack starts looking around this beautiful world, he picks up on this vibe, this deep sadness. And then, bam, a journal entry confirms it, calling it a sad little town that's just a shadow of what it used to be. And yeah, that pretty scenery doesn't stay pretty for long. Jack starts finding all these different notes and piecing it together. And it's bad. The town's got a geyser spewing out water with lethal arsenic. There are earthquakes. The old folks are whispering about some curse from a god named Inari-sama. Oh, and the local doc is warning everyone about rabid foxes. I mean, the danger is literally coming from everywhere. Okay, Section 2, the fog and the dolls. Right when you're getting used to that creepy environmental dread, the thing the series is famous for shows up in a big, big way. And there it is, the classic Silent Hill moment. That thick, soupy fog just descends out of nowhere. And suddenly the town is not empty anymore. Jack's whole vibe shifts from careful exploration to just desperate survival, especially when he gets his first look at these weird, creepy, doll-like monsters. So how do you even survive this? Well, Jack figures out the gameplay loop pretty fast. You've got to explore and scavenge for anything you can find. Then you run into these things. You either fight them with whatever you've got, like a lead pipe, or you just run. And on top of all that, you're not just watching your health bar. You've also got this mysterious sanity meter to worry about. Moving on to Section 3, a woman's place. Because as Jack keeps going, he starts getting this feeling that the monsters in the fog, they might just be a distraction. The real horror story is something way, way deeper. And here's the first big breadcrumb. Jack finds a magazine with this line in it. A woman is only complete when she's loved. And his reaction is immediate, just pure disgust. He's like, ew, God, yeah, take away all their iffing agency, why don't you? And right there, that's the light bulb moment. You can feel this much darker, more insidious theme starting to bubble up. And that theme gets hammered home, brutally, when he reads the main character Hinako's journal. She talks about her dad, calling him a patriarchal husband who bosses her mom around. He completely ignores his family until they ignore him, and then he just explodes, yelling, throwing things, even hitting them. This isn't some ghost or monster. This is real-world domestic horror. And that's when Jock just puts it all together. He flat out says it. I think the story is all about the culture of women during this period of time. The horror isn't some curse on the town. No, it's baked right into the society itself. Which brings us to Section 4, Gods, Curses, and Foxes. Now that we have this new lens to look through, this idea of social commentary, all the supernatural stuff in the game starts to click into place and make a whole new kind of scary sense. And you can really see how things escalate. It starts with just whispers, right? Old folks blaming the earthquakes on a curse from the god Inari-sama. Then it gets way more personal when this mysterious guy in a fox mask shows up, giving cryptic advice. And it all leads to this insane moment where Hinako has to fight the corrupted spirit of her own friend, Sako, at a shrine. It just keeps getting worse. So what you have are these two forces clashing. On one side, you've got all the established tradition of the town. Their god, Inari-sama, the respected foxes, the shrines where they worship. But then on the other side, you have this corruption, this nightmare that takes every single one of those traditions and just twists it into something awful. All right, our final section, breaking the mold. So what's the big picture here? This is where Jack pulls all the threads together into one, frankly, chilling theory. The absolute key to understanding this whole thing is the monsters. Jack's like, why do they look like dolls? And the answer is
everything. He theorizes the dolls are the ideal woman of that era. They're supposed to be perfect, quiet, just there to serve their husbands. So Hanako's journey, fighting these things, it's a literal, violent rejection of being forced into that doll mold.
And that struggle creates this huge contrast between Hinako and her friends. As Jack points out, her friends seem to be all in on the town's traditions, involved with the shrines and their expected roles. But Hinako, maybe because of her awful home life, she's the one who's actually fighting back, questioning everything. She's resisting, while everyone else seems to be upholding tradition.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway from his whole analysis. The real Silent Hill in this game, it's not a town, it's not a place, it's the oppressive world itself. It's that suffocating psychological space. And the monsters are just society's expectations made real, given teeth and claws.
So it leaves you with this final massive question, doesn't it? Is Hinako's journey really a fight against the monsters in the fog? Or is it a fight against the role society has forced upon her? A fight for her own identity in a world that just wants to make her another perfect silent doll?